From broken to unstoppable, harnessing heartbreak for strength. Imagine if the person who hurt you deeply turned out to be the catalyst for your greatest transformation. Consider the possibility that the individual who left you feeling shattered and questioning your value was the very reason you became untouchable. Let's delve deeper into this idea. When she walked out of your life, she probably expected you to crumble under the weight of heartbreak. She might have assumed you'd get lost in a sea of emotions, endlessly overthinking, regretting, and doubting yourself. Her plan was to see you weak, obsessed, and dependent on her. She anticipated late-night messages, desperate attempts to win her back, emotional outbursts, and silent suffering. She thought you'd chase after her, trying to prove your worth and make her realize her mistake. But here's where she got it wrong. You didn't chase after a ghost. You didn't beg for something that no longer belonged in your life. And you certainly didn't stay broken over someone who chose to walk away. Instead, something inside you shifted. The illusion of what you thought you needed shattered, and you began to see things clearly for what they truly were, not for what you wished they could be. The version of you that relied on her, that put her on a pedestal, and made her the center of your universe, that version of you is gone. In its place stands a stronger, more resilient individual. You no longer need external validation. You don't react emotionally to every setback. You've learned a powerful lesson: pain, when harnessed correctly, can be a formidable weapon. This is your turning point, the moment you stop being a victim and become something far more powerful, completely indifferent to anything outside of your control. This mindset is what sets the weak apart from the unstoppable. Trust me, she will notice. The moment you stop caring is the moment she starts to wonder. Now, you have a choice: you can let this pain define you, or you can use it to transform yourself into someone unrecognizable. Someone who doesn't need closure, doesn't seek revenge, and simply moves through life with a new grace and strength. If you're ready to move past feeling sorry for yourself and to channel every ounce of heartbreak into your greatest asset, then you're on the right path. You don't break, you evolve. Let's start with the first step: she never expected you to rise. She thought this would crush you, leaving you lost in your emotions for weeks or months, replaying every conversation and memory, trying to understand where it all went wrong. She pictured you alone in the dark, constantly checking your phone, hoping for any sign that she still cares. But the truth is, she doesn't care in the way you want her to. Most men don't want to accept this, but she wasn't afraid of losing you. She was afraid of you realizing your true worth. She walked away, believing she had the upper hand, convinced that you'd fall apart without her. That's why you can't give her what she expects. The moment she thinks she has control over your emotions, she wins. But the moment you rise, the moment you refuse to let this define you, the game changes. Many men make the mistake of letting pain paralyze them. They wait for closure, cling to false hope, and try to prove something to her by acting out on social media or jumping into meaningless relationships. All of this screams weakness, and weakness is exactly what she expects from you. So, instead, do the one thing she never saw coming: rise in silence. Put the phone down, no calls, no texts, and definitely no emotional monologues. Your only reply from this point forward is progress. Lift heavier weights, read sharper books, cultivate a cooler head. Leave her wondering why you vanished and whether she ever meant anything to you at all. That lingering doubt, that nagging uncertainty, is what stays with her long after the final goodbye. She will revisit the past expecting to find the fragile version of you still lingering there, but instead she'll see a man who has outgrown her reach, a man she can't touch anymore. That is when regret sets in. If you're finished making choices from a place of neediness and you're prepared to reclaim the steering wheel, decide right now that you will rise quietly and let your results speak louder than any message ever could. 2. Emotion versus control. The moment you allow feelings to dictate your actions, you surrender power. She anticipates an outburst, a late-night paragraph begging for closure, a broken-hearted song shared to your story, some signal that she still holds sway over you. As long as you react, she knows she matters. Many men fall into that trap. They wear their heartbreak like a billboard hoping she'll notice and come sprinting back. She won't. Pain repels, desperation repels. What attracts is composure. Picture the men who command respect when they enter a room. They're not the ones hurling accusations over text or pleading for another chance. They stand in the heat of conflict unshaken, shoulders back, voice steady. That is the version of you that needs to emerge, not icy or heartless, simply in charge. Master your emotions and you master yourself. master yourself, and no one, including her, can tilt your center. Be aware, at some point she will test your resolve. It might come as a "hope you're doing okay" text, a casual comment under your photo, or even a silent view of your stories meant to spark curiosity. In that split second you get to choose, feed the test with a reaction or demonstrate real power with nothing but calm silence. No reply, no acknowledgement, no spike in pulse. That restraint is what makes her feel the loss, because she suddenly sees a man who doesn't need external validation. If discipline over impulse is your new standard, promise yourself daily, "I control my emotions, they do not control me." 3. The weapon of silence. Silence is grossly underrated. Most men think they need words, lengthy explanations, dramatic closures, to prove a point or to heal. They crave answers, apologies, recognition of how much they hurt. Reality check, she already knows, and it didn't stop her from walking away. Rehashing memories or midnight promises won't flip her decision. Yet silence, total radio blackout, introduces a variable she can't solve. At first, she'll assume you'll come back like every other guy who couldn't let go. But when one day becomes a week and a week becomes a month with no calls, no cryptic posts, no late-night likes, an uneasy thought creeps in: maybe she miscalculated. That's the moment where your growth becomes unmistakable. While she wrestles with doubt, you're hitting new personal records in the gym, learning a foreign language, or launching a side business, concrete proof that your life accelerates without her input. Silence isn't emptiness, it's space for transformation. Use it. Fill it with habits that make you physically stronger, mentally sharper, and emotionally cooler. Then, if fate ever brings her glance back to you, all she'll see is momentum she can no longer slow. Choose progress over pleading, composure over chaos, silence over speeches. When you do, the story writes itself: you evolved, she hesitated. And in that gap, power returns to you. When women seek closure, they anticipate a response. The absence of one leaves them with a lingering curiosity, a far more potent emotion than guilt. She's left wondering if you still carry the hurt, if you've moved on, and if she held any significance at all. This mystery, this silence, haunts her in ways words could never achieve. Let her ponder, let her experience the weight of your absence. The moment you reach out, breaking the silence, you lose the upper hand. If you've exhausted your explanations and are content to let silence speak for you, leave a comment below. I say nothing, and that silence speaks volumes. The fourth principle is about rebuilding and reclaiming. Most men get stuck, replaying the past and drowning in what-ifs. They let pain define them, and that's exactly what she expects. She anticipates you'll remain unchanged, the same man she left behind. But that version of you is gone, and it's time to rebuild, not for her or revenge, but for yourself. The most powerful response to heartbreak isn't words, it's transformation. Take that pain, anger, and betrayal and turn it into an unstoppable force. Upgrade your body, mind, and purpose. Develop a discipline so strong that no setback, rejection, or woman can shake you again. The gym isn't just a workout space, it's a forge for a new identity. Every repetition, every set, and every drop of sweat is a silent vow to yourself: I will never be weak again. Your physique becomes a testament to your resilience, a warning to the world that you're not the same man she left. Your mind sharpens while she seeks attention and validation elsewhere. You're building something real, no longer wasting time chasing someone who discarded you. You're focused on becoming unshakable, invulnerable to future hurt. When she sees you, whether in person, online, or through mutual friends, she won't recognize the men she once knew. The man you've become doesn't spare a thought for her. If you're ready to rise from the ashes, reborn and unstoppable, leave a comment below. The fifth principle explores the laws of attraction and indifference. The moment you stop pursuing her, she starts seeking you. It's a psychological trigger most men overlook. The harder you chase, the faster she runs, but the second you walk away and stop caring, she feels it. Attraction isn't about proving your worth, it's about being so absorbed in your own world that others are naturally drawn to you. Indifference is a powerful tool. It's not pretending, it's genuinely not caring. It's immersing yourself in your purpose, goals, and evolution to the extent that she becomes a mere footnote in your story. When she realizes you're no longer watching, thinking, or wondering about her, that's when she starts paying attention and questioning her decisions. Women don't regret losing a man who begged, they regret losing a man who could have been theirs. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to effortlessly draw others in, not because of their appearance, financial status, or clever words, but because of the invisible energy they emit? True attraction is rooted in this energy, specifically, the calm confidence of someone who isn't easily rattled. Imagine a man who walks through life with poise, who doesn't flinch when someone mentions his name in passing, or when a past connection is brought up. That kind of composed demeanor is far more captivating than any superficial charm. It's this quiet strength that lingers in someone's mind long after the moment has passed. So, stop chasing validation, stop hoping for a response, and stop obsessing over social media updates as if they hold the answers to your future. If they don't, then your future is in your own hands. When you prioritize your growth, your self-worth, and your goals above all else, you become a magnet for the right kind of attention. If you're ready to stop seeking approval and instead master the art of attraction through indifference, let me know below. I attract by walking away, I don't chase. Number 6, never let anyone see you struggle. Vulnerability, when displayed carelessly, repels. Strength, on the other hand, draws people in. In the game of power, the person who hides their pain, their setbacks, and their emotional turmoil wins. She doesn't need to know you're suffering. She doesn't need to see you venting online, sharing sad quotes, or liking her photos in a desperate attempt to prove you still care. That kind of behavior only confirms why she left in the first place. Here's the truth, she expects you to break. She expects you to act out, to expose your wounds, to make it obvious that she still holds a piece of your heart. When you do, it only reinforces her decision to move on. So, what's the alternative? You move forward in silence. You show nothing, no sadness, no anger, no frantic attempts to prove your worth. You focus on your own growth, elevate yourself, and let your achievements speak for themselves. Nothing confuses, haunts, or frustrates a woman more than a man she can't read. This is the essence of dark psychology, when she looks at your life and sees nothing but progress, when she expects to find weakness but instead encounters indifference, it forces her to ask herself, did I even matter to him at all? That uncertainty, that lingering doubt, is what makes her regret her choices. Let her wonder. Let her assume. Let her hear about your success through whispers, not through desperate displays. The more she sees you thriving, the more she'll realize she's lost you forever. If you're ready to stop wearing your pain for the world to see and become someone who's impossible to decode, let me know below. I reveal nothing, my silence is my strength. Number 7, the return of the king. There will come a moment when she re-enters your life, perhaps by chance, or maybe she reaches out, or stumbles upon you on social media. When that happens, understand this, it's your test. She expects to see the same man she left behind, the one who hesitated, who carried nervous energy, or who held on to resentment. But the version of you she once knew no longer exists. The man she meets now is unshaken, composed, and radiates confidence. He looks better, moves better, and most importantly, doesn't care. Trust me, she'll feel the shift. She'll notice the change in your energy, the way you carry yourself, and the fact that her presence no longer affects you. That's when the regret begins, not because she suddenly loves you or wants you back, but because you've become the man she was waiting for after she left. Here's the secret, you don't want her anymore. You've grown beyond her. You see her for who she truly is, not the version you once imagined, but the reality of who she's always been. This is simply another segment in your journey, one that has lost its significance. This moment isn't about seeking revenge or proving a point, it's about standing confidently in front of her, making eye contact, and silently acknowledging your victory. The true triumph lies not in winning her back, but in realizing that you no longer desire her presence in your life. If you have moved past the need for revenge and are prepared to embrace your own strength, feel free to comment below with, I return stronger, not for her, but for myself. She may regret her decision, but ultimately, it holds no importance. One day, she will experience that regret, the uncertainty, and the painful realization that she has let go of something irreplaceable. Perhaps it will strike her when she encounters you again, looking more robust and composed than ever. Maybe it will dawn on her during quiet moments at night, as she scrolls through your social media, recognizing that she is no longer part of your life. Or it could happen when she finds herself with someone new, only to notice all the ways he falls short compared to you. However, it's crucial to understand that her regret does not equate to your victory. Many men mistakenly believe that once she starts to regret leaving, they have won. They think that when she looks back and longs for what she lost, it signifies that they have gained the upper hand. The reality is that if you still care about her feelings of regret, you haven't truly moved on. Real strength lies not in making her miss you, but in the fact that her feelings no longer affect you. Her regret does not alter your past, erase the pain you experienced, or justify allowing her back into your life. The man you have become has surpassed her. You are now living by a standard that she can no longer meet. This is the significant transformation. It's not just that she regrets losing you, but that you wouldn't take her back even if she pleaded for it. This is what genuine detachment looks like, what true self-respect feels like, and it distinguishes those who heal from those who remain stuck. If you are ready to stop caring about her regret and are prepared to move forward with genuine strength, comment below with, "Her regret is irrelevant, I have already won." Now, let's discuss the final challenge, mastering control over yourself. At this stage, you have undergone significant changes, rebuilt your identity, mastered your emotions, and reclaimed your power. Yet, there remains one last hurdle, the most challenging of all: can you maintain control over yourself? This control must extend beyond just your interactions with her or when others are observing. It must hold true in those quiet moments when no one else is around. It's during these times that you might feel tempted to look back, to check in, or to ponder the what-ifs. This is where many men falter. They may have done the necessary work and improved themselves, but deep down, they still cling to the idea of her. They continue to seek validation through her regret, yearning for her acknowledgement of what she lost. This is a sign of weakness. True mastery is not about proving anything to her, it's about proving it to yourself. The real test is being able to walk past her and feel nothing, to see her name appear and delete it without a second thought. It's about being so secure in your identity that her presence becomes mere background noise. This is where you distinguish yourself from the average man, the one who allows past emotions to dictate his future. The man who still believes he needs closure, revenge, or a second chance. You need none of that. Mastery over yourself means never looking back, it means understanding that you have moved on. No woman, no circumstance, and no heartbreak will ever have power over you again. Once you achieve this level of self-mastery, you become untouchable. If you are finished with games and are ready to take full control of your life, leave a comment below stating, "I own myself, nothing controls me." Number 10, she lost you, and you won. This realization is the final piece that truly liberates you. Understand this: she didn't break you, she set you free. She didn't take anything away from you, instead, she provided you with the chance to evolve into the man you were always destined to be. Just take a moment to reflect on your journey. Look at how far you've come. The pain that once overwhelmed you has faded away. The thoughts that used to keep you awake at night no longer occupy your mind. You have transformed yourself into something unstoppable, not because of her, but because of your own efforts. Now, you can see the truth clearly: she was never the prize, you were. She lost the men who would have given her everything. She lost the version of you that was loyal, committed, and ready to fight for something genuine. More importantly, she lost access to the incredible man you have become. This realization is your ultimate victory, not about revenge or proving anything to anyone, but about moving forward with complete detachment. At this point, you don't even need to declare that you've won. Your presence, your mindset, and your new reality speak volumes. Meanwhile, she remains trapped in the past, gazing longingly at a door that is now permanently closed. If you are ready to stop looking back and walk away for good, comment below with, "She lost me, and I won." This is where the weak falter, and the strong rise. Many men find themselves stuck in a cycle of chasing, overthinking, and waiting for closure that never arrives. But you are not like most men. You didn't just survive this experience, you transformed because of it. Now, you carry yourself differently. You don't react impulsively, you don't chase after those who don't appreciate your worth, and you don't waste time on people who fail to recognize your value. You have mastered your emotions, reclaimed your power, and built a life that no longer depends on anyone else's validation. This mindset is what makes you untouchable, not just in relationships, but in every aspect of life, including business and fitness. Once you learn to detach and understand that nothing outside of you has control over your happiness, you become the kind of man who commands respect without needing to ask for it. She will feel your absence, she will wonder and eventually regret her choices. However, by the time she realizes what she has lost, it will be too late. This is your moment, no more looking back, no more distractions, just relentless self-improvement. If you are ready to leave the past behind and fully embrace your power, comment below with, "I move forward, nothing holds me back." If this message resonated with you and you are prepared to make this mindset your reality, please like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Welcome to the next level.